Give me a break, now I know what it takes. Putting a new face on the old one, ready for a brand new day. Playing with fate, not a moment too late. Showing the whole world, nothing can get me down. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Hi, welcome to Kick-Ass Switch, putting the K in magic. I'm Joanna DeVoe, and you are watching a video about not asking other people to give you a break, but giving yourself a break. And why? Why would you want to do that? I know that just sometimes we want to do that, but I think there's a much deeper, greater, bigger purpose to doing this for ourselves, and that it is an absolute necessity lest we end up having a nervous breakdown, getting adrenal fatigue, or just becoming a great big asshole to our friends and family and strangers at the grocery store. We need time to decompress. I just gave myself that time. I tried to anyway. Back in May, I really had reached some kind of peak of efforting where I was like, I have to take a break. I have to take a break. And I was hoping to take 3 weeks off in June, but I had so many coaching calls scheduled and so many other little things scheduled that I was like, I think I have to wait till July. So I waited and I waited and I waited, and I did my best to be present to what I was doing in my business and to really give my all right before this break. But it was very glorious when July finally came around. And I have to say, I don't think that the universe completely understood the message, because while I was taking a break from my business, I really just wanted time to do nothing, like nothing. And I think the way that the universe heard this was, here, let me make space for all this other crap to come popping up. Because I had a lot of jumping through hoops I had to do in my personal life, and it kept me really busy for the first 2 weeks of my hiatus. So if you follow me, if you read my newsletter, you were probably like, ew, this isn't looking like a very good hiatus, because some of it was a little bit dark. Of course, I'm always the person that's like, what's the lesson in this? And I will say that by the time I went to Vegas with my mom and my sister and my Aunt Bonnie, I will share more about that in the mega vlog that I'm posting next week. By the time I did Vegas, I finally felt the sense of having a hiatus. And it was on the drive home from Vegas that a lot of insights, finally, like the lessons in the weird hiatus, they were hitting me. And so I thought I would share that with you, because this is the last video in a month in which the theme was vacation. And I haven't really made content on that theme. I guess I talked about it a little bit on Tuesday's podcast, my first podcast back. I love podcasting, by the way. That's one of my favorite parts of what I do. So I think that's what I missed doing the most. And I think I might start podcasting more. I got a new business model brewing. And before I kind of tell you the why of why I think it's important to take a hiatus, I should also tell you, I think I'm going to start taking a week off at the end of every month, kind of following Shanda Sumner's business model. So you work for 3 weeks, and then you take a week off, and then you work for 3 weeks, and then you take a week off, and then I still think I'm going to give myself a 3-week hiatus in the summer and a 3-week hiatus around Christmas time. And my dress is falling off. Let's try to keep that on there. And something about that, I love when a decision like that, it feels like so delicious, like something in you releases, and you're like, oh, that feels so good on my brain. And that's the feeling that I had when I started contemplating, like, could I do that? Should I do that? Will I do that? And every cell in my body was like, yes, do it. So I'm going to be rolling out in August a whole new business model, lots and lots of changes, and I think that's going to be one of them. So heads up for that, and I encourage you to do something similar in your own life I know we all have different, like some people are full-time parents, some people work very, very busy jobs, and it's different for them than it is for an entrepreneur. You can't just go into work one day and be like, hey boss, I'm taking the week off at the end of every month. Your boss is gonna be like, and you're fired. So get creative with making space in your life. If, instead of jam-packing your weekends with like all of these things, all the things you're gonna do, take one of those days to do exactly nothing. To do nothing. Don't answer your phone. Don't answer your door. Don't go anywhere. Don't do anything unless it's very relaxing and rejuvenating for you and you deeply, deeply enjoy it and it feels like play. And here's the reason why, I believe, besides not just losing your mind and becoming a jerk face to the people that you love, because that happens. You can tell when someone's got a lot of stress and pressure in their life because they're nasty. They're not very nice to be around. And I don't want to be that kind of person. And I'm assuming you don't want to be that kind of person either, hopefully. But the other reason, and this is coming purely, I think, from a creative standpoint, is your well will run dry. If you create things, if you run your own business, or even you're taking care of kids, whatever it is you do, you're gonna lose the magic if all you do is work, 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 work. And for me, this has been one of the biggest lessons since starting this business in 2012. And it's been a slow revelation. Like every time I take a break, I kind of come back with this insight, but then I forget it. And then I go through it all over again. I don't know why I keep forgetting it. I guess it's a lesson I had to learn again and again and again. But I start feeling sort of resentful and picked on and bitter and not very creative. Like I have nothing left to give. Like that's sort of a motto in my head. My brain hurts. I say that a lot because my brain literally hurts because what I do is so much about thinking and analyzing and researching, and sometimes my brain literally hurts. And then after that point, I kind of enter into this fog, into this weird brain fog. I recently was reading an astrologer talking about Neptune and how Neptune, the planet Neptune in astrology, it will come around and give you brain fog on purpose to either because you need a break or you need to get in touch with your intuition, you need to get more in touch with your feelings, that this is like a tactic, a Neptunian tactic for getting you back in touch with your emotional body. And I think that's such a fascinating concept. And I was reading that right when I was kind of experiencing these insights. And I was like, oh, that feels so true for me. So maybe it feels true for you. But I noticed too, it's so fun when I get back from a hiatus. I'm like, oh, there's not enough paper in the world. Like I'm so on fire and excited. And that is my favorite way to feel. That makes me feel like myself. So it's kind of been for me a process of like, I'm so excited, this is so much fun, make all the things. Oh my God, what do people want from me? It's too much, I can't do all this, why am I doing all this? I can't think straight, I need clarity, wah, wah, wah. And then I take a break, and then it starts all over again. So I'm trying to consciously embrace that cycle and plan my life around that cycle. And I guess I'm recommending that you try something similar. I think we're all different. We all work with different energy cycles, but it's great to just start noting them and notice like, oh, okay, so it's like almost every month around this time, my energy seems to lag. Or after I've been working on a project for this long, for this many hours or this many days in a row, I really start to like lose it. Just start noting that for yourself and then start scheduling in downtime. And of course you can tweak this as much as you want as you go along, but I do think this is a vital spiritual practice. And also if you run your own business, it's a vital business practice. It's so important. So that's that. I will be back here next week with a big ass mega vlog, and I'll start rolling out announcements of the changes that I have made. If you're looking too for a way to get witchy this summer, because I know some people kind of feel out of touch with the witchiness in the summer. They're more like, when is Samhain getting here? I have something for you. The autumn transition module, I will link to it down below. It's available now. And that's just what I call Lamas or Lunasad. It's like a non-denominational, psycho-spiritual version of that turn of the wheel that happens around August 1st. And it's just to give yourself a break. It's about unkinking your flow largely and just being really present to what's going on in your life before the hustle and bustle of fall starts. And it's just a good way to get witchy if you want to, right now, if you're just feeling like that, or like you want to do, dive into some spirit work that way, some deep soul diving. So, and I will add you to the private Facebook group if you're not in there already. And I already mentioned this on the podcast, but I am not stopping the psycho-spiritual wheel of the year. I said last year I was only going to do it for another year. A lot of you complained. I still get emails of people saying when is that ending? I want to sign up, but I don't know. So my solution was to start automating it. So I started putting them on Gumroad. So as they come back around, I just keep putting them on Gumroad. So right when you buy it, it sends it to you, and I don't have to manually send them to everybody, which is why I was wanting to stop doing the program, because I was manually sending each module to each person, and now I don't have to do that, and it can just go on indefinitely. The wheel keeps on turning. So I think I said this already, but until we meet again, much love to you. Peace.